Oh, look at that. Hello everybody, hope you're well. I am excited about today's video. In fact, you could say I'm nuts about it. That's right, despite the the nuts on the floor, hello, doesn't matter that they're a little bashed up like that because they're gonna get generally whizzed up anyway. So this is another Ask Barry. I had this tweet the other day to make homemade Nutella, but not just any Nutella. It's genius. I love this idea, having a chunky Nutella with actual like chunky bits of nut in it. Oh. So thank you to Luca1 on Twitter for that request. Oh, really attractive, aren't you? Yes, a real Luca. And I absolutely love the concept of making my own Nutella. I've just brushed my teeth. Tastes like mouthwash. But Luca is right, it's not just about the Nutella smoothness. Why don't they do? You know, like you get smooth peanut butter and chunky, why don't they do that? So that is what I'm gonna be doing, and then we're gonna do a Barry spin on it. I'm not sure, but I think they're made by Ferrero. Yes, they are. Nutella is made by Ferrero, but what else is made by Ferrero that's the shade of Amy? Bueno filling. Yes, you know in a Kinder Bueno you get that gorgeous white chocolatey filling. I am gonna do not only the homemade Nutella first of all, but then I'm gonna do a twist of it by layering a Bueno filling in there. So like a super Nutella Bueno, oh my gosh. Should we do it? Yes, we shall. Let's go. All right, first thing we are gonna do is get our oven and preheat it. I'm gonna go for 160C fan to 180C, because we're gonna toast our nuts. Now, obviously a lot of people are gonna ask me, Barry, can we make this sort of nut-free? I don't know about that, but if you don't like nuts, you probably don't have Nutella anyway. But if you don't like hazelnuts, there's probably other types of nuts, you know, almonds and stuff. You could do your own version of it like that. Be all right. So here are these nuts, and they're all hazelnuts. And there's one little rogue bag in there, which I'll show you here. These are chopped, roasted ones that you already get in the supermarket. They're already roasted, they're already skins removed, they're already chopped. All the good stuff is done for you. I'm gonna use that for some texture at the end. But the rest of them are blanched hazelnuts. Now, the good thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roast these because not only does that add more flavorness, that sort of charness, it actually helps to break them up as well and whizzes them easier. A real nice nutty aroma in the kitchen, especially if you're a squirrel, you'll love that step. The most important thing, and this is just a complete accident, but it's almost perfectly filled my tray and they're all level. This looks like a production line, huh? You can, if you don't want to do this in the oven, you can put them into a frying pan and then just keep them moving, but you need to be careful because they can catch very, very quickly. Right, let's stick them on there. Okay, and this will not take long. Probably gonna be about 8 to 10 minutes. You're gonna give off that real nutty squirrel scent, as I say, but do keep your eye on it because you do not want them to be completely charred because that'll just look like coal. Oh. You smell that, you look at the color difference on that, you see that? Amazing. We're not gonna get it perfectly all the same color. Some of them tan better than others, just like people sunbathing. The smell is insane. It smells like the Nutty Professor's warehouse. Did he have a warehouse? I haven't seen that film, but I feel like I'm summoning squirrels right now. Now you can hear if you, I don't know if you can hear. No. No, it didn't do it, but obviously the energy in those nuts, they're like going, they're kind of like sort of fizzing a little bit. So we need to cool these down fully. So whilst they were in the oven, I was just kind of having a little rouse on my phone, looking at the news and stuff. And the top article in the BBC right now, as I look at it, is about some pistachios in Sicily. If I thought hazelnuts were expensive, these are some pistachios that have 24-hour police protection, including helicopters monitoring them because they're worth so much money. So if ever you're in Sicily and you want some pistachios, probably pay for your flights home. I know what you're thinking, those criminals are nutters. We have got some milk chocolate here. I'm gonna bung this in the microwave. We're just gonna melt this up. Good old classic style, 30-second blast, stir it. We just want it nice and melted. There we go, just like that, nice and lump-free. I'm not sure if you can hear, it's like snap, crackle and pop like cereal. And in fact, that was one thing I was gonna add to pimp up my Nutella, but we're not. Listen. Can you hear that? This is like ASMR. I have had some requests to make ASMR videos in the past, so if you really, really want to see that, let me know. The remaining steps are mostly gonna happen in a blender. Now this is my really high powered one that I use a lot. In fact, some of you actually gone out and bought this one, but this is 1200 watts, okay? We really wanna grind up those hazelnuts as much as we can. I have an announcement. Here are my oh, I've done it again. Here are some hazelnuts. All right, 150 grams of those. It might be a little bit over, but hey, it's all good. There we go. But what I'm gonna do, oh wow, that was fun. And I only missed one. And I'm gonna whizzy, whizzy, whizzy. So what you can see is you can actually buy ground hazelnuts and almonds and stuff in the store. You kind of have that texture there, but you're starting to get this slightly more pasty band around there. Pasty, hi, I'm pasty band, in there. You just gotta keep working through it. You see how it's forming more of like a, oh, it's still a little bit warm, hence it's steaming up. Let's let it out. It's kind of like, yeah, it's pasty. That's what you want. So in here is some vanilla extract. This is probably about half a teaspoon of that going in. And someone sent me the full steps on how to make your own from scratch vanilla extract. So it takes about a month. I will be doing a video on that, okay? I think that's gonna be really fun. Gonna add in a pinch of salt, some cocoa powder, 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of icing sugar, which generally does go everywhere, as I've always mentioned. This is some vegetable oil because we already had it here in the house. So we'll get our lid for now. Oh God, I just took the lid off. I was like, I've forgotten something. The chocolate. Did kind of mix it for me though when I just turned it upside down, which is quite nice. But look, the chocolate is going in, which is still a little warmed as well, so that's gonna be runny, and it should help form a nice smooth mix. So this is where we really give it a good old whiz. All right, so that, with a little bit of a stir, is basically Nutella. And if you wanna see, check this out. Oh, look at that. Now it's still a little bit warm, which in the world of Nutella is not a bad thing. If you ever wanna get Nutella out of a tub easy, bung it in the microwave for 30 seconds to warm it through. Just make sure you take the foil off. The microwave does not like that. But this, once it cools down properly, will be super, super good. Although it's not fully done yet for us, is it? That's right, we are not done yet, because to make our chunky Luca desired Nutella, we're gonna take some extra of the roasted nuts. Now, again, this is up to you. You could buy those chopped ones in the supermarket just to give it a little bit of texture, because that's as smooth as a baby's bum. Just that little bit of roughness. But I'm thinking Luca wants chunky, you know, like proper nuts. So, I'm literally just like bonking them on the head, like that, and they're sort of shattering. They're going on my floor. I should use a Ziploc bag, but I just wanted to demonstrate it a bit so you could see it a bit closer. Look, you see, that's what I want, where it's sort of halved and it's just like a chunk like that. It's not too small, but also not a massive like nut on its own. So if I just like, bonk, little bonk on the head like that, look, shards, kryptonite of your hazelnuts. And I shouldn't have done that. There we go. So with a little bit of bonking, which is a phrase I thought I'd never use in a cooking video, we've got ourselves some lovely rough chopped hazelnuts to stir, freshly roasted, into our homemade Nutella. That's a thumbs up. All right. Oh, you can see how warm that still is, how much movement there is in it, but once it goes to room temperature, it will be nice and spreadable. All right, so in go those chopped nuts. I've added a little bit more, about another sort of 2 tablespoons worth, because I really want that chunky texture in there, which feels a bit strange after going through the process of whizzing it up. But I'm just gonna gently fold it so it coats it and hugs those roasted hazelnuts. Oh my gosh, you can see it. Can you see the bumps and the lumps in the chocolate? That's what we want. Almost like one of those nutty chocolate bars. I'd be very surprised if there isn't a spread like this that exists. I've certainly never heard of it, but don't be surprised if Nutella suddenly do it in a year's time, or if you want, you could do this and start selling it on Etsy or something. So there we go, without the chunky nuts added, that is Nutella, lovely. With the chunky nuts, that's Luca's desired chunky Nutella. Now, we'll let this set in the fridge and we'll do the Bueno. For the Bueno spread, we're gonna try and make it as similar as possible. So I've got white chocolate this time, clean the bowl. I have that melted in the background. And again, we've got 150 grams of the roasted nuts. We're gonna whizzy whizzy. So this has been completely cleaned. There's not a trace of the milk chocolate anymore. Yeah. You get the drill. Just don't burn your white chocolate, all right? melting the chocolate is actually optional for this and the Nutella. That's why we had to wait for it to cool down a little bit. But if you're using a high-powered blender, you could just chuck it in and whiz it up to break it up a bit. I just prefer it being like a smooth texture like this, so it kind of bonds the ingredients easier. All right, so just like before, pinch of salt, same amount of vanilla extract, so about half a teaspoon. Now this is a mixture of oil and milk. So it's vegetable oil and milk, half and half, 150 ml of each. And finally, our melted chocolate. I've got a jar of sugar here to one side because with the oil and the milk and all that going in, you just still want to make sure it's got that taste, but we can add that if we need it. See the colour? Huh? Bueno. I think we're done. We'll taste it. If it needs any sugar, if it needs thickening, you can add corn flour, but only a little bit at a time. Oh. No, that's the blade. I was going to lick it. No. All right. Oh, it's warm. That is amazing. That is amazing. I want to drink. Done. All right, let's get this out. Oh, there it is. Look at that. I can tell you, this is building up very nicely to a giant Kinder Bueno, isn't it? Yes, it is. So as I'm making my own sort of gourmet version of these spreads, I thought, well, I'm not going to leave it just like that, although that is amazing. Still a little bit of movement in it because it's warm, just like before, but that's fine. I'm going to add some chopped roasted nuts that you buy in the shop that we talked about near the start of the video. A couple of tablespoons of that. And why the heck not? These are some white chocolate chip chunks. Just a few. And work that in. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this. So with that done, and my other one already in the fridge, I'm gonna let this cool down and then we'll stick it in a jar and we'll see what it's like. I think it's gonna be nuts. Okay, so look at these chunks. Look at that going in. Oh my gosh. You can see how much it's firmed up already. These are just some jars, mason jars I bought from the supermarket. Oh, get in there. So I'm gonna save that. Ooh, apart from that, there we go. Look, what a mess. But that is good. But this, I mean this, should look better. Should. So I'm gonna spoon in the chunky Nutella. Oh, I love how those halved nuts that we bashed up are just sitting up on the surface. We then get the Bueno. Oh, I hope this looks cool. I'm praying that it will. Should create like a band. Oh, look at that. And then some more Nutella on top. I love that. I need to top this one up a little bit more. There we go. So we've got the gourmet chunky Nutella and the Bueno Nutella. Oh, you better try it, haven't we? There you go, mate. Meet your new family. I think it's actually pronounced Nutella, isn't it? But I just got to say Nutella. I hope I'm not the only one. All right, I've just put my lids on and they would make quite a funky little gift. And just like the popular game, Fortnite, if you keep your lids on airtight, these actually keep for 2 weeks. Yeah. I should clarify, I meant Fortnite as in 2 weeks, not you know, getting rid of the game Fortnite in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully you've done that already. So this is my favourite way to actually have Nutella or Nutella on some nice charred toast. Oh, if you want to get into debate about toast, which I did on Twitter, don't go down the route of tea. I've started a huge thread, by the way, warmed toast. And I do like to put butter on it, and also my finger. Because I like the sort of salty contrast. Oh my gosh, look at the chunks. It's still warm, this one. It's such a hot day in this kitchen as well. It's not helping. You do need to let it set properly, but look at this. The chunks are sat on there. Dearie me. Look at that. This is brilliant. It's got to exist somewhere, surely. And the Bueno one. Oh, look. I can get a bit of both on there. Look at this. Oh, I love that. And of course, this one's got the white chocolate chunks and the chunky nuts and the small chopped roasted ones as well. Triple whammy. Wow. The only thing I would say is, yeah, it probably needs a good hour, maybe 2 hours in the fridge. But other than that, I'm going to eat this right now. Mmm. Oh, the crunch. It is so smooth. The freshness of the hazelnuts in there as well. And you get that crunch just slaps it right at the end. It tastes insane. And I was expecting to be a little bit gritty still, even with that blender. It's perfect. And this reaction goes out to someone that tweeted me the other day and said, Barry, why do you have to overreact all the time when you eat your food? So I'm going to be like, Nice. There you go. That was actually off the back of the PBJ burger, which just blew my mind, and that's blew my mind. So I really hope you try it. That's it. Any requests for another Ask Barry, let me know on social media. I'll give it a go, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Someone's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.